do. We have a special guest.
Doge is here. He's checking our background and make sure we haven't spent millions. Do you have millions? No.
No, we try to eliminate waste at our house if possible.
Oh, yes.
Everybody has waste, but not to the extent the government does, so.
Tell me, waste. I mean, you have Starlink, I have Starlink. Thank you, Elon. Yay, Elon. Did you get rid of your, like, direct and dish?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we did too. And then, of course, you can add on everything else. And then I discovered that when you added on one of these, if you're not careful, you end up getting your whole bundle and package, and you're paying like an exorbitant amount a month for a part of one of their packages that we don't ever use.
So then you're back to what you were doing.
Yes, so we went back in and we got rid of that part of it to make it a reasonable price. You know, I don't even care if there's ads. You know, if there's commercials, I can go potty. You know, it's like, because if you go to the movies, you can't do that. You can't say, wait a minute, will you put it on pause so I can go to the restroom? That doesn't happen. You miss what's going on, whatever. But, you know, watching a movie at home, you can. So, yeah, we did that. So I find it very interesting, and we did that, and I've screwed it up a little bit because my phone is now linked to the TV, and it keeps wanting me to name it. So if I'm looking at a podcast, I can put it up on the TV, and now it comes up, and I have to close it out. So it's a learning curve for all of us. It really is.
I know, it's a whole different thing. Now, I do have people ask me that once we get fiber out of our way, would I switch? Because fiber's cheaper. But I don't trust it, and Starlink has been very steady throughout the weather, throughout the storms, throughout everything. So for me, I know it's cheaper to go the other route, but cheaper is not always better.
Well, and I think you need to check your speed and your download and everything and upload, because we've noticed over the past month, ours has increased tremendously. So you may, I don't know, is your speaker close?
Yeah.
Ours has gone up.
Okay.
So they're doing something. So
but see, I'm so happy with what I have.
Yeah, I'm not going to change.
I mean, I am so much better than what I ever was that I'm good. I mean, I always told you, Elon, if you got me Starlink, I'd be happy. And have you heard me complain?
We're
thankful.
Happy. We are.
And I'm sorry your places are getting burned out by liberals that used to buy your vehicles.
That pushed electric.
And also they're doxing people that buy Teslas, so then people can go and harass them too. They're just evil people. They're just evil.
That's just not. I saw this Facebook page that, and one guy said he's never can forget it. It's embedded in his brain. And it was somebody who was breaking the windows on a Tesla pickup truck. And he's going to get caught because this person was very, very large and had tricolored hair, had on a thong, and then some other little bit of whatever. I don't know the gender, but I'm just saying that, first of all, they should have probably been arrested for overexposure. That's the first thing.
Indecent exposure?
Yes,
indecent,
very indecent over every. It's like, and the good thing was just the back, so I don't know. You cannot forget that. It's in my mind.
You can't unsee it, right?
Can't unsee it, and that's what one of the comments, you can't unsee it. But why are you doing this? And I don't understand, and I don't make any comments on Facebook. I don't. I just soak them up and go, okay, there's another one. Because there's no rhyme or reason to any of it.
Well, and the people that are showing up too, some of them are showing up in their pajamas and just walking down a key. And my thing is, if you're in your pajamas, apparently you're not at work. So if you're a government worker, get back to work. And if you're not working, go find you a job. But anyway, I have very low tolerance for all this, because I didn't like it when it was happening before, and I don't like it now. And why have you all of a sudden changed just because? So now everything is political.
And I think it always has been, only it really is showing up now.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a podcast. No, it was on Facebook, and it was quite interesting. And it's out there, and I'm sure if you look it up, you probably can find it. And it was from a police officer's cam that he was wearing, and he was arresting a gentleman from New York who had been visiting in Florida, and he saw a pickup truck, a Toyota pickup truck that had "Let's Go" branded on it, right? He keyed the whole vehicle. He keyed the side of it. And of course it was he got caught. And the cop shows up. And I'm telling you, this is a gentleman with gray hair. He's a retired gentleman. He's from upstate New York. His wife didn't know what was going on. And he got arrested.
Well, you should get arrested.
And he should
I
get rid of
have no, because you're destroying property.
Because you didn't like what that person had. You may not like what that person had on their car.
But we didn't do it to them.
But
We
no.
never did anything like that to them.
No.
I mean, every group might have a radical section.
They all do.
But
yes.
so I'm not going to sit here and say that the conservatives or the Republicans didn't have any. But generally, we don't mess with that because we believe your property is your property. We believe
Yes.
And we don't believe in doing things like that. That's not a part of
That's not me. My thing is, my mother would have gone nuts if I'd done
Look
something.
at the lighting. It seems like we're going down with the lighting. But anyway, I guess this is the way the sun hits.
We turn the lights on behind us.
But no, it's good. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's better.
It makes us look dark.
I know, our olive skin shows up.
Anyway, so that was on a podcast, and it just bothers me that people are. I don't understand them. I don't understand their thinking. I don't
want
understand.
to though.
Well, no.
I don't want to get into their little teeny tiny brains because they're just spoiled, misinformed, mean. Some of them just.
Well, I guess I don't understand their thought process.
Because they're just so angry, and that's the only way they know how to do things is they just key things and they destroy things and they
Trump
throw things.
derangement syndrome? That's an actual syndrome.
It is a syndrome, but I also think that it would probably be with anything that they got told no to at this point.
Well, it's like, yeah, they're spoiled little brats.
And, society has made them that way because if they claim anything, then they get special privileges. And life's not that way.
No, it's not. And
because, when I was coming up, special ed people, handy-capable, they changed the words to capable. They tried to make it, they made Special Olympics, but they tried to allow everybody to fit in and do what they could do. And now they want to make everything back again and segregated, and people want to feel normal. I mean, but why would you want to be segregated if you want to fit in and feel normal?
well, I said that to my husband this morning. I said, years ago they all want to be integrated.
Yes.
We all wanted to be part of everything.
Mm-hmm. They wanted to integrate, even when you have special ed in classes, they want to integrate them into regular. And sometimes that does not always work. I'm sorry if you don't like what I'm saying, but it's true. Sometimes it doesn't work because it's a distraction.
For everybody.
Yes.
The educational process is not.
And then if you integrate it into something else, it doesn't always work because then you've got to have special things to accommodate. So there are things that you can't put a special ed on a football team.
No.
It just doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
And it's not special ed, special handicap. Or has a special need. Special need,
yes.
So you can't, it doesn't work in all situations. They can't be on a wrestling team.
No.
Depending on what their issue is, not everybody could be on a wrestling team. So,
yes.
it's okay. I don't need to be on a wrestling team. I have things that don't work for a wrestling team, but I'm okay with it. Do you know what I mean?
I do. And I've been in the situation and the teacher's part of it. And yes, some can fit in to higher level learning.
Yes.
And they can, because maybe you're physically handicapped.
Doesn't mean you're mentally.
Doesn't mean you're mentally. And boy, I'll take you because you're smart and you might think of some other ways. And if you have a reading disability, we can work with that.
But it's just like with us. There's some place we can find you to fit in.
That's right.
I can't do everything because I'm not that gifted in everything. So you find where the person fits in and you utilize them there.
You work with it.
Exactly. If I wanted to play a sport, I was not as gifted as some other kids. I wasn't totally a sports person. So, I mean, it would have made not sense to put me on some teams.
You have to try out. That's why we have tryouts.
But nowadays, you're not supposed to kick them off either, or not let them on the team, and that's what tryouts are about.
Yes.
I mean, and tryouts means that you may not make it, but see, we're such a generation now that everybody can make the team, even if you sit on the bench and you can't
You're
play
on the bench. That's no fun.
And it just irritates me to no end.
And it's just, I don't know. Every day there's something new, something different, and
I don't even keep up anymore. I'm not even listening, reading, doing, because it's just such, it's coming at me so quickly. I don't even know what he's doing now, what's new.
And you have to back check every single thing.
I'm like that judge that thinks he's above everything. He's not above everything. I mean, our Constitution says, there's things that the president can do, and protect and serve is something part of it. So, these people, I'm so done with them.
I am too, and you're right. I was listening to my podcast when you came in, and you have to watch every single thing and back check every single thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't, you're going to report something that really isn't true.
Well, we should have been doing that all along, though. I mean, if you Google something and you get information, that was one of the things that I was taught in my research thing. Is you can't
check it.
You still have to verify it, and then you have to go against. And there are what they call credible sources, and then there's just a Google internet that says.
And sometimes, well, I saw something this morning on Facebook, and it was all about the bird flu. And the woman was arrested, and I backed. I said, "Wow, let me check it." She wasn't arrested, but they did kill thousands and thousands of birds because of bird flu.
But I talk to farmers, and the farmers tell me there's something hokey with it.
Well, that was what the whole thing was about.
They're like, there's not that many. They don't buy into it. And I'm like, I haven't bought into it either.
I haven't
either. So there's something hinky with it, and farmers don't believe it, I have to go with it.
And that was the gist of the whole thing, is that this was sort of a bird flu pandemic for them that ended up killing thousands and thousands and thousands of birds that were not infected. And the farmers' birds weren't affected. They were all isolated. So
is it only for chickens? Because you don't see birds falling out of the sky.
Well,
you don't see. You're not seeing things just falling out of the sky because it looks like bird flu.
Because
would be in actual other types of birds,
and they fly around a lot.
So I'm sorry. I just don't believe all you people. I'm sorry.
No, and I said to I jokingly said, I wonder who gets the kickback from the cost of eggs. That would be something. Well, I bet you Doge is looking into that too, because they just went up. It's like, let's just kill all the birds.
And they're not. But that's just it. Not all the birds. Not because then you would have a shortage of chickens, and they're not saying there's a shortage of chickens in the grocery store. Have they? No. So if the birds have bird flu and the eggs go up because of then why aren't the chicken parts of the grocery store gone?
Yeah, we would have
There would be a chicken shortage.
Yeah, there would be a shortage of chickens.
Because
all those that they kill, they put it in.
But again, it could be like COVID, and it could be smarts. And it only selects certain birds.
And you get sick and you don't get sick and you get sick and you don't get sick.
I'm
Give them all
I'm
oregano.
so done with whenever,
Put oregano in
whenever
everything.
when they tell me something, I'm just like,
No.
I automatically go, don't believe it until I find out. Don't believe it.
And I had a CAT scan last week, right? That was a whole different trip of something too.
For the knee?
No, for my lungs.
Okay.
Right. And I knew I had scar tissue.
Mhm.
Been there forever. And they wanted to do with contrast,
Mhm.
which means, you get the dye put in. Now, I'm allergic to iodine.
Mm.
And whenever I've had it in benzidine, they pump, I break out in a rash. I know that. So I said, iodine, stay away from it. So we went, it was, we go Thursday, tomorrow. And we went round and round early in the morning, like, well, can you eat seafood? Yeah, I can eat seafood. There's a story, though, that you can eat seafood, but you may be very allergic to that contrast dye. Because the concentration of the iodine is...
Versus what's in a fish.
Exactly. It's very, very high. And at the time, I didn't even think about it. I got off the phone and my husband said, do you remember when I had my kidney x-rayed? I'm like, oh, yes. And it used to be many years ago that what they would do is they'd put a drop of it in your eye to see how your eye would react.
Mm-hmm.
They did not do that to him. Well, goes get his kidneys with the contrast. He blew up. Hives they kept him there. He was dying and he had anaphylaxis, whatever it is, shock.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he stayed there. He came home and his face was all still puffy. In the meantime, I had made a tuna fish salad sandwiches. And it was tuna packed in oil,
Mm-hmm.
which is a bit different than if you put tuna packed in water.
Mm-hmm.
This water sort of drained out. The poor man had a relapse. He had to go back to the hospital.
So just that little bit of tuna?
Just that little bit of tuna.
Mm.
Now, and he ate seafood. We always had seafood.
Mhm.
Not as but I mean, we could go have seafood, shrimp and whatever. So for months after that, he could not eat seafood.
Because it would trigger it.
It would trigger it. So it took months for that. So he reminded me of that. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I want to have the contrast. No. So I was joking with the woman at the hospital, and she was so cute, that the receptionist there, and she and I were on a first name basis after a while. I said, look, here's the thing is, I don't have to do anything I don't want to do.
Mm-mm.
I do not. So either I do it without the contrast, or I don't do it at all. Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
So the bottom line is, guess what, folks? Money talks. Because if I said no, no one gets paid to have that done. Because I didn't do it. So guess what? They did it without the contrast. Because at least they got to charge me something for that. And then I got the results, and okay, this is there, but that hasn't changed, and these are there, and I'm like, do you want to go to a pulmonary? No, I don't want to go to another doctor. Thank you. I'm fine. I exercise. We just did aerobics this morning, and we really worked out with aerobics this morning. So we are fine. And sometimes when you go looking for stuff, you will find it, whether it's there or not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's how you just have to cover your butt.
Take charge of your own health.
Exactly. And stick to your
whatever,
guns.
Whatever somebody decides they want to do is their choice.
Exactly.
I mean, if you don't want to proceed, then you don't proceed. I mean, but nobody should be forced into doing something they don't feel like doing.
No.
And I mean, and that just goes to show what made me think about what you said was months after that iodine was still in his system.
That's right. It
So,
took months.
If it's months, just think about what it's doing to your body. I mean, I'm sorry, people, it's just, you've got to really think about the medical profession. To me, just think about it. I mean, everybody needs medicine, everybody needs medical, but just be proactive. We've said it many, many times before, but that's all our message is be proactive.
Take charge.
So,
I mean, how many
it's
times?
okay for you to tell them no. They're not in control. They may recommend this, but it's not up to them because it's your life. It's your
I'm
body.
free, white, and 21. That's gonna get me in trouble.
But well, to me, it's not because you are.
I'm telling the truth.
I mean, you're not lying. So yes, you are.
I am. I mean, so if I say,
How about
no.
free Italian and yeah,
Yes, that would definitely work. There it is. So I'm like, okay, that's where we're at.
And it's
You
good.
can't. I'm sorry, you cannot force somebody to do something if they do not want to do it.
Mm-mm, you should not. So it's just
And that's the way actually the medical profession happens to be right now. And I'm a little concerned about it because my blood pressure when I go to the doctor's goes up. It's just that it's,
white coat syndrome.
yeah, it is. And I think they finally recognize it because the last time I went, I actually brought because I do it at home, and I brought what I had at home. And the doctor says, we can now use this. So before they couldn't use what you had done at home, and they were obligated to counsel you and try to get you to understand that you needed the medicine. I'm like, wait a minute. That is just not right. Not right. That you are my doctor was put on the line by the group that she works for not pushing me to take care of my high blood pressure. And the only way to do that was through medication that they want to give you.
Well, my blood pressure runs good. And one day I went for a screening that my company does, and it was 120 over 81, and they marked me borderline hypertensive.
What?
That's what I said. I was like,
hey, that's a good day, man.
no, I was like, that is so ridiculous. But because it went 1 point over 80, that I was borderline hypertensive, and I'm like, I just threw it in the trash.
That's what I would do.
I mean, I was like, I am not worried about it. You are not worried. I am not even concerned about my blood pressure. So, no. Most people would be so happy. I know people that are like 140s over something, and no.
As you get older, it goes up. It's just a natural thing that happens because your blood vessels, from what I understand, don't stay pliable. We try to keep them pliable with all our exercising, but I guess it just doesn't work. So, no, I mean... And I have the smallest doses of medication to keep that under control. And it's working. In fact, sometimes I think it drops a little bit too much.
Well, I know people have come off of it. So,
Really?
we're taking them off of it, yeah. So, anyway.
Because there's side effects. Neuropathy in your feet, one of the side effects from a lot of medications.
I just don't.
So you have numb feet, and then they ask you if you trip or fall.
And then they gotta give you something for that.
Oh, so you're having a hard time with balance. Yes, maybe because my feet are numb. Because you gave me medicine to make my feet numb.
That just, to me, the healing portion is not there. Treating symptoms is there, but actually healing something is not there.
Preventing would be a lot better.
But I don't want to be critical because I know the medical profession is important.
They're tough, yes.
I'm not trying to be critical, but healing means that you're trying to fix it.
And it leads right into our scholarship. We got to get these people. We have a scholarship out there for our local
We do
kids.
have it advertised, and we've got it to the different people and
I
stuff.
got to post that on Facebook.
So
put it
just
out there.
and then we'll see if we can get something and just try to help people. But
that would be really good.
It would be really nice. We just want to help some people.
And we have fundraisers, we could do fundraisers in here now too, if we wanted to run a bingo or a special dinner or whatever, or a dinner and a movie, and, you know, please donate or whatever, because we have 8 tables and 48 chairs.
Mm.
They're stored in the storage out back. And when I say we, Turning Point Healing Retreat Center can use them, but it's for the facility
Mm-hmm.
that the diocese actually paid for, which is so cool. They're brand new, they put a shed up, the stuff's in there. The tables are almost all like these, so they fold up chairs. So we could do dinner and a movie, we could do bingo, we could, you know, have a day of whatever.
So,
We should talk to our president and see if she could do a
seminar and stuff.
seminar, yes. Then I also might want to talk to your husband, because somebody mentioned doing a self-defense program.
Okay. For elderly or for?
Well, we could do it for both. One was for girls, and I've done it for elderly before too, but between the 3 of us, we could come up with a really good program if he's interested.
So.
See, you know, that's why we're linked. There's so many things that,
Mm-hmm.
that we do,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be fun. Your husband would be fun. If the 3 of us, just think of what we could do with something like that.
Very good.
To raise some money and.
All right. Well, I guess that's us for today, right?
Well, yes, I think so. Yeah,
All
see,
right, so-
this was an interesting one. It was fun.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Well, we will talk at you later. You have a great one.
Live long and prosper.